The grind of Apprentice ladder ranks is gone. And in its place, a fantastic new system for new and returning players who previously were in Apprentice ranks. They will now have this Apprentice reward track. So let's talk about this reward track, talk about the different aspects, the benefits, because this new system is so much better. The Apprentice track will help with a lot of different things. It really does walk players through multiple different aspects. It leads players through even some card game like lingo in general, introduce players to that concept. It allows players to get and unlock the different Hearthstone classes and kind of introduces what those classes are all about, their strengths, weaknesses, so that players can kind of start to learn about the different classes, what they might like to play. This Apprentice track unlocks a couple of different game modes and walks you through that a little bit and really helps introduce players to the quests and achievement systems that are used in Hearthstone instead of just kind of dumping players into a ranked ladder system. Instead, it just is play. You're just playing, you're learning the game, you're walking through and kind of learning these achievements, these quests, and unlocking rewards at the same time. So talking about rewards, there are so many rewards that you get from doing this Apprentice track. You get all 11 classes unlocked, and each one of those comes with a starter deck. Those are 30 card decks that are already put together, so they already get added to your deck collection screen, and you can just go into the game and immediately pick one and start playing. You get additional decks, 2 from the track itself that you get to have. Basically, you pick one deck out of 3 options twice, so you'll get to get those 2 decks. And then once you complete the Apprentice track, you will also have what are called loner decks. Now, the loner decks are 6 different decks that are very similar to kind of the top meta decks of those archetypes of those decks. And essentially, you get loaned those 6 decks for a full 7 days. At the end of that 7 days, you will get to pick one of those 6 decks that you keep all of the cards. So it gets added to your collection. The other 5 decks will disappear, but for those 7 days, you can play those decks as much as you want, use those cards, and then at the end, you get to keep one of those. Deck-wise, you're looking at minimum 14 decks that you get from the Apprentice track, and kind of 5 that you get to play with afterwards. You also get, throughout the Apprentice track, 650 gold, a bunch of packs, individual packs that you can open that will have cards in them. You'll get 13 standard packs. So standard packs will have any cards from the standard format, which is the last 2 years of sets of expansions. So currently, if you are playing this in 2024, you will have any expansions from 2024 and from 2023, essentially. You'll also get, from completing those kind of achievements and quests, you will get 5 Showdown in the Badlands packs. That might change depending on when you are doing that, but if it does stay the same, they are Showdown in the Badlands packs. Those are as of this time that this video is coming out, the most recent expansion. Then throughout the reward track, this Apprentice track, you will also get 2 catch-up packs. Now, these catch-up packs, I did do a full in-depth video. You can find that link in the description if you want to really get more in-depth about what those are and how they'll actually be able to help you. But essentially, those are packs that are meant to help catch up your collection to get more cards for you to be able to build decks. And after you complete that apprentice track, you will also be able to have access to some additional quests that you can earn even more of those catch-up packs as well. And there are still a couple more things that you get from completing this apprentice track. Besides the decks, besides the gold, besides the packs, you also unlock a couple of different game modes. First, you will unlock the Tavern Brawl, which is a weekly changing format. Sometimes you will have to construct a deck to play the Tavern Brawl. Sometimes you'll just be given a random deck, which could include cards that aren't in your collection. But you can also earn one standard pack from winning or completing that Tavern Brawl each week. The reward track and those questing achievements do kind of guide you when you unlock that game mode to play a game of Tavern Brawl, and you can potentially earn that extra pack that way. The second game mode is Arena, which is a draft style format. So you'll be able to draft a whole deck and play until you get 3 losses, and then you will be out of that arena run. The Apprentice track does give you access to Arena plus 1 entry ticket, but when it leads you to go into Arena, if you go into the arena and play your very first time playing the arena, they do give you a free entry. So you actually get to do one, and you'll get that free entry ticket. So you'll be able to do 2 complete arena runs all the way to 3 losses, which can earn you some additional rewards depending on how many wins you do. I do recommend at least doing the draft portion of the arena and then playing that first game. You don't have to complete the whole arena run. You can come back to that at a later point if you want to. But I do recommend at least drafting your 30 cards and playing 1 game of arena against an opponent, just so that you can complete that kind of quest portion of this apprentice track to unlock an additional pack. And you'll also get 250 experience towards your apprentice track for doing that draft and completing that first game. Whether you win or lose, you will still get that experience. And at that point on the track, 250 experience is more than a full level on the track. So I definitely feel like it is worth it. One important note as well is that you can skip or bypass the apprentice track if you want to. So if you are a more veteran card player, or maybe you have heard about Hearthstone Battlegrounds, or later in 2024, the Battlegrounds duos, and you're just looking to jump into that game mode, you can just bypass this and not even worry about doing these games to complete the apprentice track. That is a possibility if you want to, but if you do choose to skip the apprentice track, you won't get any of the gold or those packs or unlock those decks that I mentioned previously. But it does just skip right ahead. You'll unlock the classes, you'll unlock the game modes, and be able to just jump in. So if you're not someone who necessarily cares about getting those initial rewards, or if you're looking for a very specific game mode, or again, if you're a veteran card player and you just feel like you don't want to spend the time to do that apprentice reward track, you can just skip it. There are several places that you can actually go to choose that, or even just look at it if you're curious on what the little screen shows. There is a small question mark in one of the lower corners of that main reward track screen, or if you go down into the lower right-hand corner of the game client, it will have the option for you to skip. Overall, though, this is one of the most rewarding new player systems that Hearthstone has ever had. This new system is incredibly good for new players. It does Start after you have completed the tutorial. So if you are brand new, it will still walk you through the main tutorial, and then we'll jump you into this and kind of start walking you through. If you've tried it, let me know what you think of these updated rewards and the system here. And if you're curious about those catch-up packs that I mentioned as well, go ahead and check out this video that I did on those catch-up packs more in depth to get a better understanding of what those packs will do for you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.